So what is going on, guys? I am Black.Amazing. Welcome back to another video. Now today I want to have an interesting discussion. I want Treyarch to watch this video because I saw a comment over on Twitter based off what we know we've gotten in Season 1, and also as I did a video on the other day, the content that's come for zombies in the holiday update. We've pretty much got nothing, and based off this, I had the thought in my head, would it be better if Treyarch stopped releasing content like this in Vanguard? And by that I mean worthless content, in my opinion, just little things that will only last us one game or one day. Instead, don't add new game modes to Duran Fang like Purge, don't add new regions, don't add new support kill streaks, new covenants, and instead use that time to focus on creating a round-based map or bringing the main Easter egg further forward. Instead of making irrelevant filler content, would I rather them just do nothing at all and fully focus on a round-based map? But just before we continue, I do want to say that today's video is sponsored by Voodoo. Voodoo is an official online digital distribution platform, and in my opinion is the best place to find all of your favourite video games, which, by the way, they have a catalogue of over 4,000 of them. Just as their motto says, it is the place for gamers by gamers. Right now, taking a look at their website, you can see they have a Christmas redesign going on, and of course to go along with this they have some extremely good Christmas sales. If we just scroll down, we have some of the top sellers in the Christmas sales section. For example, there is FIFA 22 that has 24% off in the Christmas sale. Immortals Phoenix Rising has a massive 65% off in the Christmas sales. Elden Ring is another great bargain with 25% off. If we go to the view all section, there are so many other top sellers. Battlefield 2024, which has just come out, the Ultimate Edition, No Man's Sky, Horizon Zero Dawn, the Complete Edition, along with, as you can see, so many more. As I mentioned, over 4,000 video games. There are also categories you can choose from. If you want to try and find a specific game, there are special deals, deals of the week, deals of the day, or you can search for all PC games. You can also click up here to pre-order games. There is God of War, which is coming out on PC. You can pre-order Elden Ring. One game I really recommend if any of you haven't played it is Days Gone. Very underrated. This for me is in the special deals section. It has 15% off at the moment. And if we just click on it, because it's an 18 game, pick your age and it will take you over to where you can purchase it, where it will also tell you everything about the game, the system requirements, activation, along with a load of screenshots of what you can expect. And all you have to do is then add it to your basket and purchase. There is also a cashback offer as well. If you use the code BOA for every purchase, there is a 7% cashback that goes towards your account, and you can then use that 7% on your next purchase. So there we go. For me, this is the best place to get all of your video games and software. Go ahead and check it out for yourself by clicking the link down in the description, and thank you to Voodoo for sponsoring today's video. So anyway, as I was saying, would you prefer that Treyarch continue to add small filler content into Vanguard Zombies, or as Codename Pizza says in this tweet, I'm honestly really hoping at this point that production just stops on all Vanguard Zombie stuff. The story has such a great foundation and could be amazing, but I would prefer if we didn't get rushed garbage and the focus went on Treyarch's next 2023 title. Would you prefer that Treyarch carry on adding content to Vanguard Zombies? And what I mean by that is, of course they're going to continue to update it. People have already paid £60, £70 for this game. It would be wrong to just stop supporting it, especially when there's already so little content in it right now. But would you prefer Treyarch to continue to update Vanguard like this, adding small, little updates every season, let's say a new region, a new objective, and a few new covenants every season? Or would you prefer them to not add any of those smaller updates and just add a round-based zombies map every, I don't know, 2 seasons? So let's say we get one in Season 2, then one in Season 4, and then one in Season 6. So by the end of the game we have 4 or actually 3 round-based zombies maps because Duran Fang isn't one. Or would you prefer Treyarch to not add any updates to Vanguard at all, even though they're not going to do that? Let's just say a few new covenants and weapon updates then, maybe a region or objective here and there. Would you prefer them to do that and not add anything meaningful into Vanguard, and instead fully focus on their next game, which should be coming out in 2023? Because if you think about it, when this game's life cycle ends, the next game will be Modern Warfare. It is only the Zombies team at Treyarch right now that are working on Vanguard. The rest of the team, multiplayer and campaign, will be working on their next game that will be coming out in 2023. So as a whole, Treyarch's next game should have had just over 2 years of development, between 2 and 3 years, and the Zombies mode would have had a full year of production as well, or maybe just over that, between 1 to 2 years. 3 years at one point was the standard amount of time that developers got to make their games. Recently it's been pushed down to 2 years, but if you take your minds back to not long ago, 2 years was the usual cycle. It was Treyarch and Infinity Ward before Sledgehammer came in. I do think for a Zombies mode, 2 years is more than enough time. Remember that Cold War Zombies only got 1 year, Vanguard Zombies has had about 6 months. So if Treyarch's Zombies team got 2 years for their next title in 2023. That's a good amount of time, and even if it was only 1 year, we could still see something similar to the beginning of Cold War. And it's difficult to compare those two situations because Cold War was originally, just like Vanguard, Sledgehammer's game. That was before Treyarch came in about halfway through and finished it off. So Treyarch's next standalone full title in 2023 would be in a much better situation to what they were in compared to Cold War, and especially Vanguard, which does leave me hopeful for Treyarch's next game. Obviously there are some very valid counter-arguments to saying that Treyarch should just give up on releasing content for Vanguard and instead focus on their next title in 2023. People have already paid for this game. We definitely didn't pay 60, 70 pounds or dollars for just one Zombies map. We paid that expecting meaningful content for zombies throughout this game's life cycle. This person says back, giving up on the project is the worst thing you can do. Imagine if COD had given up stuff the moment it flopped with the community. We wouldn't have seen the great season of Extinction, Onslaught would have been terrible forever, World War II never would have gotten that Division overhaul, etc. See it through to the end, do what you can with what you have, and if it still doesn't work once it's all done, then re-examine everything you did wrong and take it to heart for the next project. Someone did reply to this saying, I don't see this as a good solution. They can already see what isn't working with Vanguard, so that'll be even more wasted resources that they will probably not be given the budget for in the next title. I can see the points to both arguments, but I think compared to both of those, Extinction and Onslaught, Vanguard Zombies has a lot of problems that are much deeper than what those games had. For Onslaught, for example, that whole mode was built around multiplayer maps being used in zombies. The only problem with Onslaught, it had nothing really to do with big content, I would say. All it was missing was the ability to upgrade your weapons and pack-a-punch and get higher tiers of armor. Those were pretty simple fixes to do to make Onslaught what it was, which in the end it was pretty good, compared to Duran Fang, which I think needs proper round-based zombies maps. Pack-a-punch camos, a pause button, obviously stuff that's harder to do than we think. For me to make this game fun, the whole mode in Vanguard Zombies needs reworking or reverting back to round-based, and they need to make their own zombies maps compared to Onslaught, which was built off multiplayer maps. That was their intention, that was what the mode was supposed to be. All they had to do to make that mode great was make some simple changes. I think Vanguard Zombies problems are a lot deeper. And the Extinction point I can't speak on because I like that from the beginning. So I can see both arguments. You don't always have to give up on projects the moment it's considered a flop by the community, but also we've seen by the Season 1 content, Treyarch have just continued to add a new region, a new objective, a few new covenants, all stuff that people said a few weeks ago when the game released we don't want for Season 1. We'd much rather see a new map. Will Treyarch see out their project and continue to add stuff the community don't want, or will they listen and add a round-based map? It could go either way. It could improve, which I think it will a little bit, but I also think on the other side the problems are that deep. The fact that first, it doesn't even have the basic necessities. They are already so far behind that by the time they do add all of the usual features that should have been in this game since the beginning, they will be that far behind that adding, content we want, meaningful stuff, just won't be possible. So I can also see what this other guy is saying when he says actually it will just be wasted resources and budget or time that they could spend on their next project. And another side to this argument, which this person says, as much as I would normally agree with you, personally I only brought Vanguard for zombies. And although what we have right now is bargain basement, if all production on zombies stopped, I would not be the only one in the position of wanting a partial refund. Can you do that? They launched with the promotion of zombies, so to give up on that would annoy far too much of the player base who brought it just for zombies. But I want no zombies for the next COD. I mean, I don't think we are getting zombies for the next COD anyway, since it's a Modern Warfare title. Infinity would have had the full 3 years to work on their game, so whatever the third side mode is for that game, I think they will develop it. Even if it was to be zombies, because they would have had the full 3 years, it could turn out really good. But even if you didn't buy Vanguard just for zombies, the game is advertised for having 3 modes, so no matter if you brought it just for zombies or not, you expect all 3 modes to be updated throughout the season, as promised. The only thing I would say is I fear if Treyarch carry on down the route that I think they're going to go, just adding new regions, new objectives, content that people don't want. Another thing I haven't mentioned is we don't even have a main Easter egg for Duran Fang. That's coming 2 months from now in Season 2. This game is that far behind that I do fear if Treyarch carry on down the route I think they're going to go, this game's life cycle for zombies content is gonna be pointless. I just can't see it improving the game unless they drastically change their plans and listen to the community. So there are good points to both sides of these arguments. But yeah, there we go. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. What do you think the best route is to go down from now on with Vanguard Zombies? Drop a like rating if you've enjoyed the video. Make sure you are subscribed to stay up to date with the latest content on the channel. Leave your thoughts in the comments, and as always, I'll see you in the next video. Until then, Goodbye.